You are tuned in to episode 97, the Goodfellas podcast, G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Blue Room. On the road right now, getting it. Y'all don't need to know what I'm doing, but I'm on the road right now doing what I do. Got my main man with me, BoxingFirst Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K in the building. What's going on, player?
Man, just ready to get at this undisputed, man. I'm super geek, you know what I mean? But some good things to talk about for the past weekend. You know how we do. Monday morning quarterback, Monday afternoon quarterback. You feel me?
Absolutely. So basically, we coming off of the big weekend, Barclays Center, Tank Davis, Rolly Romero. Tank Davis got a 6-round knockout over Rolly Romero. Beautiful shot, beautiful counter shot. Rolly left himself wide open for it. And give Tank credit for being sharp enough as a boxer to exploit it. Not all boxers exploit those type of things, man. Just give us your 1-2 on the Rolly and
I thought
Tank fight, bro.
I thought Tank started a bit slow. So as the competition at 135 obviously steps up, hopefully steps up for him as far as names and what these guys are bringing to the table. The slow starts may be of a bit of a detriment because I'm looking at a couple of guys across the landscape outside of like a Garcia that are a little bit more defensively sound. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think it'll be easy for Tank to knock out a George Kambosos. I think Kambosos is just a bit more defensively sound than a guy like Rolly Romero, a dude that has a late start to boxing coming from a jiu-jitsu background. You see what I'm saying? So he has a different style of natural defense that might not apply to boxing. And you can see his Philly shell is probably the worst version I've seen in a while. You know what I mean? Maybe out of probably a European guy that when they attempted, it looked terrible. So his is back. You know what I mean? So I just think Tank has to be leery of the late starts against, again, the Haneys. And I'll even throw Ryan Garcia in there. You know what I mean? Because of his size. You don't want to be giving a bigger guy easy rounds, you know what I mean, or giveaway rounds. So, again, I just hope that, as the competition steps up, man, you can't be going to the fourth, getting going. I need you going by the second. Feel out round the first, obviously, with most fights. But by second, third, man, you're getting busy on the particular game plan. But was the game plan to wait on the power shot? I don't know that. I wasn't in the corner with them. I wasn't privy to that information. But again, you've done it in the past with Barrios, seemed to have given away a few rounds, giving Barrios credit for good boxing. I don't know if I've seen the same level of boxing in Rolly, saying Rolly won a few of the early rounds. Barrios did do great combination punching, using his length. I don't know that we saw all of that from rounds that I'm hearing Rolly won. I can't say he didn't win it. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to give a little bit of inner fight breakdown to critique Tank a little bit more of just, well, he got the KO. It's a little bit more to boxing than that, you know what I mean? You're not always probably going to get the KO. You can look at the Cruz fight. A lot of people thought Cruz did better than he got credit for. Now people are giving Rolly credit for things, but I don't know if he was that good at it. I thought Barrios was better in his knockout loss.
Right. So I see a lot of people are talking about they're pulling up the punch stats, and it shows that Tank landed less than 30 punches basically prior to the knockout. Can you explain to the people, and he threw a total, I think, of maybe like 84, 85 shots in basically 5+ rounds. Can you explain to the people why the amount of punches thrown or landed by Tank was significant or insignificant in your opinion?
I thought it was significant for the competition level. This is Rolly, man. This is a guy that we gotta be honestly say he had that donut knocked off before Tank got in there with him. You understand what I'm saying? in that particular fight that I believe he lost against Jackson Martinez, he came on late. So in my estimation, if you look at Tank and say he didn't have a high output early, even he said it. I was looking to get him late, 9, 10. So maybe he was waiting to truly open up, making sure he kept his legs as far as trying to stay out the way, being able to go from rope to rope, things like that he was doing in the first 6 rounds. You know what I mean? And just looking for the timing too. Because as awkward as Rolly is, he is awkward. So it's not easy to knock a guy like him out, especially if you're trying to look for the knockout. You see what I'm saying? If you wait for the knockout, you're not necessarily going to throw a lot of punches because you're waiting for something to develop, then you get off. But if you're looking for the knockout, you might not likely going to get it that easy with a guy like him because he is awkward and he is very strong. So you getting in there, tying up with him, wasting a lot of energy. I think Tank stayed away from those sort of collisions early, and he waited for the sweet spot, and he got it. In the Barrios fight, he obviously had to step up the output because he was looking for the knockout. So he was really foot on the gas, going forward, trying to find the right range, and obviously throw the right shots that got him the knockout. So two fights are different, and I think that's based on the competition. I don't rate Rolly as high as I rate Barrios.
Right. The reason why I asked that question about the punch stats is because you can never look at numbers by itself and formulate an opinion. Like you gotta watch, you gotta basically look at the numbers after you watch the fight. So the numbers should kind of complement what you see, not you watching the numbers and then you going to watch the fight and see if the fight complement the numbers. Got to be the other way around. So a lot of people was criticizing Tank for only throwing 85 punches or only landing 25 punches out of the 85. The thing is, with Tank, you can tell what he was trying to do. And this is, we talk about it on vlog, we talk about it all the time, bro. People don't understand what they're watching in regards to the sport of boxing. So if you're setting traps for a guy and you want him to run into shots, you're not going to be throwing 100 punches around because in order for you to set a trap, you got to be moving a certain way with your footwork. You got, there's a lot of feints involved, a lot of shots that's proven shots, or even shots to set up the money shot. So it's less activity when you're trying to less punch output when you're trying to set traps for a guy. And that's what I took out of this fight. Tank in his last 3 fights has showed you 3 different ways to get a W. You know what I'm saying? That all of them been knockout, but the way he went about getting them is what's impressive with Tank. Where you
that's what I said.
Fight. Mm-hmm.
He's showing us ring IQ. It seems as though no one's giving credit for the ring IQ. You want to discredit him for the punch output, but there's a reasoning for that, the way Jeff just explained. So you kind of, I don't know. I think it's unnecessary. I think it's being real picky. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They wanted they wanted this mano a mano, blow for blow fight. This is still boxing. So he had to win a fight through a boxing match, and that's what he did.
Right. And that's the thing, like Tank in this fight, he set traps that took a couple rounds to develop, and he got the exact look that he wanted, like you said, Blunt, and he got him up out of there. You take the Cruz fight. I think he realized early in that fight he wasn't going to get Cruz up out of there. But he tried to do a little bit of everything. He gave you movement. He gave you the jab. He gave you the counter shots. He tried to set traps. He tried to do a lot of different things. And he showed a lot of IQ in the Cruz fight. And then with the Santa Cruz fight, like it was a boxing match, but a fight broke out. The fight broke out in the boxing match. And what did Tank do? He waited for one pattern that Leo Santa Cruz is using the entire fight, throwing the same exact punch more than once. And he threw that same exact punch, that straight right hand and that slow right hand 3 different times, and he waited for him to have his back towards the ropes to where he really couldn't escape the uppercut. So Tank IQ is showing you he can play high-speed chess in there. And not everybody can play high-speed chess. Tank is a bad dude, man. Tank is a bad dude. But if you don't understand, for him to have the power that he have and have the IQ that he has, is rare. It's rare. So people need to get Tank his props. People need to get Tank his props, man. For sure.
Now, what I will say for Tank and moving forward, promotion wise, GTD, bro, you gonna need a lot of help when it comes to that verbal game, bro. Your docile pit bull mentality, that's cool for the streets. Now you got these cameras, there's a certain entertainment value through the build up. You can't always let your opponent be that guy. You're gonna have to step forward, which we saw Floyd do as he built himself to be Money Mayweather. At times he let the bad guy take the center stage and he promoted it through a bad guy, good guy sort of aspect. I don't know if Tank can really carry like his promotion without, you know what I'm saying, a Boxing First Vlog. You need this mouthpiece, Playboy. Man, I'm front and center, man. I'm gonna have the whole world hating and love you at the same time. You feel me? So I think he definitely has to, something they gotta take in consideration moving forward, because you gotta look at the film, you gotta look at the tape, you gotta see how, you know what I mean? He's a gentleman, he's definitely maturing. I'm giving him that. But there's still a entertainment value. You're selling a product, bro. So you gotta do something to, I don't say don't be a court jester, but at the same time, don't be so dull. The maturity can be dull.
Hey, Blunt,
I ain't gonna lie.
let me read this comment real quick, and then I gotta. Yeah, that's the fact. Let me.
I can't see him, so I can't see the comments.
Hold on a second. Shane.
Don't crash, nigga.
Yo.
Shane, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's looking a bit staggered right now. I can hear you though.
He driving. Yeah, he driving. That's that signal moving when you drive.
Hold on. Before, hey Shane, I want you to get in the comments but I just got a quick comment for Blunt. Remember when you said GTD? All I can think about is that episode of Martin when he had Tommy up on the stage. I mean on the stand. And he was going through his address book and he mentioned a girl name and was just like, what does GTD mean? And he was like, it mean got the drugs. And they start going crazy in the room and shit. GTD, that's all I can think about this shit, bro.
Yeah, that's classic right there. Yeah, that is fucked up. That's the name. Got the draws boxing promotion.
Right. Oh man. Burt Wood in the building, man. He said G5 August 6th, Virgil Ortiz versus David Avanesian, currently sitting at number 1 and number 2 in the WBC welterweight rankings. Who wins?
Why ask that question, bro?
50-50 fight.
No, it's not.
You said it's a 50-50?
No, it's not. Oh, good. I sound like I could take some money off you there. Do you believe that?
No, of course I believe it. Why wouldn't I believe it?
Because
can you explain why, Shane?
Well, yeah, let Shane do a thing. He's just getting in here. I don't want to take over the show. It's not about me.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shane. Go ahead. Why?
That nigga went blank, man. He done froze up. Well, anyway, it ain't no 50-50 fight.
Well, wait. I just come back in. So, Wi-Fi. I had to switch from Wi-Fi to. Go on.
Okay. Now I said, explain why you think it's a 50-50 fight.
Oh, because there's so much unknowns about Virgil Ortiz, and David Avanesian is going to expose it. For one, David Avanesian is a banger. He's got power. You know, you're going to test how strong Virgil Ortiz is. Virgil Ortiz ain't boots. You know, Virgil Ortiz isn't defensively minded. So you can't be defensively irresponsible against someone like Avanesian, because he's going to come in the kitchen and he's going to work. And he's going to let big shots go. Big shots go early. Plus, but Avanesian has a much more aggressive style in terms of his just out and out output. Virgil does have the size advantage on him, but we're gonna have to see how good he can box. I've never seen nobody stand in a pocket with Avanesian and come out successful. So that's why I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight, because everything we are giving Virgil Ortiz credit for, we're gonna see if he's the real deal against Avanesian, because Avanesian isn't that dude you want to be doing it against. You know, that's like me trying to go in a fight and try outwork and sit in the pocket and trade with Viterbius. It just doesn't make sense, you know.
What you think,
Okay.
Vlog?
I just think what he said, Virgil Ortiz is a better in-pocket fighter, a better, because you got to look
Great.
at what competition he's doing that infighting against. That infighting over there is not the same as infighting Mexican style here in the West.
What are you? Where's Blunt gone? Blunt just been kicked off the line.
I don't know why. He should jump back in here in a second. Um, I really gotta think about that fight.
But
Uh,
he said that Blunt he said that fighting. Oh, he's fought American fighters before. He's fought Mexican fighters before. Avanesian's actually done the gauntlet. If you look at this dude's career, he's fought. He's just recently come to the UK. That's a recent thing. He's fought in America before. He fought Kavalauskas,
yeah, I mean,
he's not an American fighter, but he fought. I think, who did he fight before that?
for the for
He
Lamont,
fought Lamont Peterson. He fought Lamont Peterson.
he fought
He
Lamont.
fought he fought another American as well. I can't even remember. He's fought American fights.
Yeah, he's fought. That's the thing. Like, it's really. I think with Avedisian, in some fights, this really come down to one thing. And it's really, can he take Virgil Ortiz shot? If he can take Virgil Ortiz shot,
But
he got a chance.
Can Virgil take Avenesian shot? Who's got more of a
Yeah, I mean,
proven
that's.
chin?
I mean, me personally, I haven't seen Virgil Ortiz's chin really get tested like that. So it's a
That's
question
my
both
point.
ways.
So that's what I said. That's my point. I've seen Avenesian get hit with shots. I haven't seen Virgil get hit with shots before.
Right.
He's saying it's different fighting the level of competition that he's fighting, but Avenesian's fought higher level competition than Virgil, other than Maurice Hooker. But Maurice Hooker's not even a 147.
Vlog, you got kicked off. Maybe
Okay, I get you.
you wanna dive in
I
here?
know, because no, I'm gonna lean towards the youngster and favoring Avanesian. That way, when the fight actually takes place, I can make sure I get this bag up out of him. You know what I mean? That's all. So I'm gonna let him. You know,
I never said to bet Avenesian. I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight, or 53-47. You know?
okay, well, you know what
Yeah,
that leads to our other situation. So let's keep it a 50-50 fight. That way,
but
we try to get a balance.
Avenesian, like Virgil Ortiz has got so much holes in his game, bro. He's got so many holes. A flat-footed fighter with no
Youth,
defense, no
yeah,
high
youth,
guard.
youth, youth, youth is a can be a detriment too. You know what I mean? It's
I
against a
mean,
guy you saying has more experience. So yeah, it's a few things that's
and
against
I
him. I
feel
agree
like
with
he's
that.
got stamina issues as well. I think he's got we in a hooker fight. What I saw in that fight was he got tested in the sense that he beat a hooker, but he showed that he doesn't have great lateral movement. In the Kavalauskas fight, he showed that down the stretch, he's a single punch power dude. You know, he's relying on a single shot, and he don't really have great stamina. You know, he's having to fight in spurts and not out and out 3 minutes, full 3 minutes. So, like, there's still holes in his game that a fighter can exploit. You know, so I say it's a 50-50 fight.
I think it's a real good fight. When is that fight again? August 6th? that's a real good fight because I even thought, and this was probably about a year ago, Evanesian was in line for the title eliminator for Boots, and he decided not to take the Boots fight because this one was lined up a year ago. So this one's kind of been in the making for a little while, but Evanesian is a really tough fighter, and I think Virgil can make this fight not as hard as it should be if he's flashing that jab. But I haven't seen Virgil Ortiz really control a fight with the jab, really. You know what I'm saying? And an effective jab is a good defense mechanism as well. So, yes, there's some holes in Virgil Ortiz's game. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But Evanesian is not the type of dude that Virgil Ortiz can make big mistakes on and not pay the price. And well, when you got kicked off, you know, I said it might just come down to who can take whose shot better. Because I think it's going to be moments where both guys.
That's what I was going to say.
Offensively, yeah.
What I was going to say was, I don't know if Evanesian's style is the style to beat Ortiz, or if Ortiz's style is the style to beat Evanesian, because it's almost like they cancel each other out. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, when we do that, when we look at it from that aspect, then you got to kind of find the subtleties, like Shane said, flat-footedness, who's the faster guy, you know what I mean? Then obviously who has the better chin, we'll find that out in the fight too. So, I mean, I get y'all point, I get the Young Buck point where you're saying, you know, more of a 50-50 fight, you know what I'm saying? Because I think the best style to beat either the two dudes is a superior boxer, a guy that uses angles, maybe not a guy that, you know, can bang your lights out, because then he's sacrificing his own chin to get that done. You feel me?
Right. Hey Shane, I need to pitch this to you because I've watched Evanesian a couple times, but I got to do more homework on him. Does he use the jab? Does he use the jab a lot? Because to my knowledge, I don't think he really does. Is that true? To my knowledge,
not really. And what you got to understand is he's one of the few fighters who actually use his backhand as a rangefinder, because his arms are so short.
Explain to the people what the backhand is, just in case they don't know.
So if I'm standing in southpaw, my backhand will be my left hand. If I'm standing in orthodox, my backhand will be my right hand. Basically, my front hand is my lead hand. I'm leading with my left foot. I'm leading with my left hand in orthodox. So if I'm a southpaw, I'm leading with my right hand. I'm leading with my right foot. So if I'm saying I'm using my backhand to lead or backhand to find range, I give you a good example of someone who does that from time to time. So you see it often in fighters who are short, you know, when they're short and they don't have the greatest footwork. So what they do is they throw long range winding power punches or long range punches with their backhand just to almost offset their opponent's distance. So if my power shot is my right hand and I throw a long range power shot with my right hand and I'm a orthodox, what it does is it automatically makes my opponent take 2 steps forward or 2 steps back. And that's how I can dictate range with my backhand. There's no point doing it with my lead hand because my lead jab doesn't stretch long enough. My backhand doesn't stretch long enough neither, but if I can throw it looping, it doesn't make a difference because the power's on it. So you're not going to want to exchange that power shot with a jab. You can exchange a jab with a jab.
So to give a visual to the people, would you consider what Valdez was trying to do against Shakur, throwing that lead right hand, would you consider that as an example of a backhand being thrown, a lead backhand?
I would say he was more doing that in a sense that he was doing that because he was orthodox southpaw. So because and Shakur's got great footwork, so he has the ability to take away that southpaw, that orthodox jab, because he's getting his foot on your outside. So your jab is literally hitting air. So in order for me to counteract that, I'm gonna throw the right hand down the pipe, because that's an example of it. But when you see an orthodox fighter do it to another orthodox fighter, I'm trying to think of a fight where I've seen it happen. Where I see it happen often. It's escaping me right now, but I'll think of one. I'll think of one before the live's over. You know, where I've seen a fighter use the straight right. Okay, a good example was, and I use this example all the time, is if you look at when Postal fought Crawford, and I guess this is mainly down to Crawford's skill level, but Crawford used the backhand right from orthodox stance, all that whole fight, because his arms were actually shorter than Postal's, you know, and he was able to use it and walk Postal onto power shots. Another dude who done it was when Daughter Coast fought Bradis. Sorry. And he was able to, someone like Daughter Coast has longer arms, but if I can use my backhand as Bradis, I can walk you onto a shot. You know, I can walk you onto that punch because that's my rangefinder. I'm not going to use my jab because you can trade jabs with jabs, but you can throw your jab. As soon as you throw your jab, bang, my right hand's there.
It's almost walking them in the hook, so almost walking them into a lead hook almost.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking about a backhand. I'm gonna ask Shane the same question. Um, I know a lot of people was talking about the punch that Shane, and the lack of punches that Tank was actually throwing and landing throughout the course of the fight before he got the knockout. Can you explain to the people like why those those punch stats are significant or insignificant in your opinion?
In a
Oh, and
fight,
for
in
the
a
record,
fight,
he landed 25. He landed 25 punches out of like 84. Just for the record.
in a fight like that where you got both dudes looking for power punches, you got to remember that both of those dudes were relatively cautious about the shots coming back at them. So because of that, you're not going to see a dude land at such a high percentage because he's worried about there might be something coming back at me. And I say this all the time, in boxing, there is nothing that is a right. You don't there, if there's anything you have to earn, you have to earn the right to land power punches. You have to earn that right. It's not given. It's not a right. You're not entitled to it. You know, it's a privilege. It's a privilege for you to land power punches. And if you don't set that up, you're gonna be missing a lot. And in that fight itself, you saw a dude who was looking for power punches, and I felt like he had believed so much in himself that at some point I'm gonna touch this dude. And once I touch this dude, it's over. And I felt like he didn't focus on the setup as much, purely and simply because he trusted his ability to touch his man. And I feel like deep down, knowing Tank's understanding of boxing, he knew that Rolly doesn't have the same discipline as, let's say, a Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney to stay disciplined defensively and responsible for a full 12. So at some point, this dude's gonna get reckless, and at some point, I'm gonna land something on this dude, and when I do, it's over. You know, so he didn't invest so much in, you know, paying his dues. You know,
Yeah, the reason I asked that question is because a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, well, Tank don't throw that many punches, he ain't land that many punches, and things like that." And what I was explaining earlier is that a lot of people don't know what they're watching when it actually comes down to watching a fight. I'm like, you can obviously tell that Rolly was moving the way he was moving because he was leery of Tank's power. Tank was moving the way he was moving is because he was setting traps and he was literally trying to get Rolly to run into something. Now, when you do that, there's a lot of posturing, there's a lot of moving, there's a lot of probing, there's a lot of feints, there's a lot of setup shots to try to land the money shot. So you're spending a lot of time actually trying to set the scene before you actually commit the crime. You understand what I'm saying? So when you do that, there's not gonna be a volume of punches being thrown because you're trying to set the scene first. And that's exactly what Tank was doing basically the entire fight. But people need to know those things. And I'm like, yo, that's ring IQ working. So I'm like, the last three fights, Tank has showed you three different ways to go get it. They all ended up in wins, but he showed you 3 different ways to be effective offensively. The way he did this fight was different than he did the Pitbull fight. The Pitbull fight was different than what he did in the Santa Cruz fight. I haven't seen a power puncher. Tank IQ is like here, and people don't talk about it because his power.
I disagree with that, but continue.
So the reason I say that is because he's given me enough data to say it. So he's done it in the pit, and I'm talking different styles.
I get that, but he hasn't fought thinking fighters. So I hear what you're saying, bro, but he hasn't fought thinking fighters.
But just because
for me to give you that credit, you got to fight someone who's gonna make you think in game.
But you can give that person the credit if you see they have the IQ. Period.
No, because
you can give it to them. There's a lot of people you give it to and they haven't fought nobody.
No, no. Let me show you what I'm saying. Because to me, sometimes you take what you get. You see my point? So Tank has the ability to take what he's getting. So in certain fights, yeah, I'm not gonna say that I can visibly see this dude fighting a certain style that's different to his usual style. But I haven't seen a thinking fighter is someone who is showing me that everything that they're doing is by design and not because of what their opponent's giving them. Their opponent doesn't even come into the equation.
So would you say that it's just Tank making adjustments more so than IQ?
No, I would say Tank has a level of understanding that is high to a certain degree, because
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But it is because obviously he's acknowledging, okay, I'm fighting this dude. I have to figure out. I know I can't do this time because this dude's giving me that. I hear that, but certain fighters have a certain level of IQ where no matter what their opponent does, they're just gonna their mind is just, once they flick that switch, their opponent can't do anything. They're irrelevant. You see my point? And I more see that down to Tank's power. You see my point? It's not that Tank has fought his way through it. I think Tank's power has ended up getting him through. And he has an understanding to acknowledge what his opponent's trying to do. But I would just say that I haven't seen where it's a case of, okay, I'm going to remove my opponent's weaknesses, my opponent's strengths completely. He's tried this, I'm going to do this, and as soon as I do this, he doesn't have the ability to stay with me. I haven't seen that. What I've seen is, I'm going to do this, and once I do this, you're going to get knocked out. That's what I've seen.
Well, you got to factor this in, too. A lot of power punchers, when their opponents, they're not going to, their main objective is to get a guy to open up so they can get him out of there. So, their power puncher's agenda going into a fight is a little different than somebody that don't have that same type of power. And that's why I was like, Tank, the reason why I rank his IQ so high is because he decided in the first 2-3 rounds that he wasn't knocking Pitbull out. He made that decision 2-3 rounds in. He wasn't going to knock that dude out. It's very hard.
What was it a matter of he wasn't? This is my point. Was it a matter of he wasn't gonna knock this dude out, or I'm not gonna try and knock this dude out?
Well, what happened to me, it looked like he realized early in the fight that this might be a long one. So what he started doing early in that fight is he started moving around a lot more than what he usually does. He started setting traps. He started setting that jab out there. He started adjusting.
Why was it going to be a long one?
The reason.
Why was it going to be a long one?
Because Pitbull, first of all, his low center of gravity. That was number one. The angles he was given and the angle in which his shots was coming in. So Pitbull's not an easy dude to read. He's not an easy dude to read. We talked about this prior to that fight. When has Tank ever came into a fight and he's the taller dude? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, there's a couple of adjustments he had to make in that fight, but it looked like he made the decision, like, I'm not getting this dude up out of there in 2-3 rounds. And a lot of power punchers, can't make, like, they don't want to admit that sometimes, and that's what get a lot of power punches.
No,
And
yeah, no,
stuff.
that's a good
It's
point. That's
very
a good
rare.
point. That's a
It's
good point.
it's a very
That's a good
rare. It's
point.
very rare that you see a power
It's
puncher
like they always feel like they
that
have
can
a
check.
point to prove. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good
Right.
point.
They check it seems like Tank don't have a problem checking his ego at the door. Even though he know he can knock anybody out,
Like,
he knows it's a thinking man's
like,
game, and
like,
I kind of
like
appreciate that.
he don't again. He doesn't feel like he doesn't have a point to prove. Like I already know I got power. I don't need to
Right,
prove it.
right, right. I'm sorry, I don't have blunt in this joint. I ain't even saying. My bad, bro.
It happens, bro, man. The little
Back at it.
internet over here
My
tripping and
bad.
shit, bro. It's all
Nah, it's
good. I
cool.
see y'all chopping it up though. What's it? What's
Go
your
ahead, get
thoughts
in
on
on
the
that.
dispute? I mean, nah, you know, y'all cleaned it up real well, man. Ain't nothing I can do with that Tank thing, because either you gonna like what he's been giving you or he's not. But the ending results are W. So at worst come to
Yeah,
worst, you gotta like it. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I mean, you can't say I'm betting against him in any future fight. Like, who really can you say you betting against him with, as far as anybody at the top?
I mean, Tank is at a situation right now where I'd say that because he's in a division where you got dudes like Devin Haney, Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia. There was obviously Teofimo Lopez. It's a case of, to me, you just want to see him in there with one of those dudes, like naturally. And I think eventually Shakur's going to move up to that weight class as well. You just want to see him in there with one of those dudes, you know. Like, yeah, I respect the Rollies, the Barrios, and I respect who's the fight before is the Leo Santa Cruz and Cruz, and I
Santa
respect it, but
Cruz.
there's a level above that. You know, there's a level above that that makes you an elite pound for pound fighter. You know, and he ain't fought at that level yet, unfortunately. Doesn't mean he can't
Right.
win at that level. He just hasn't fought at that level.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
that's me as a fight fan.
Does he beat
You know,
Kambosos? Does he
I
beat
believe
Kambosos?
so. I believe so.
I think so. I think so.
Without a knockout. So that's ring IQ, output, like understanding. Is he intelligent enough to win a fight without a knockout?
Against
I think he
Kambosos.
is.
Against
Against that
Kambosos.
level, yeah. And Kambosos is a tweener. I don't think Kambosos is quite a B level fighter, but I don't think he's an A plus guy either. I think he's like a tweener in between there somehow. But to me, to
I
elevate
think
Tank
against
as a
Kambosos.
boxer, that,
I think
that's what I'm
against
saying. To
Kambosos, he's
elevate,
gonna need a knockout. I think he's gonna need a knockout against Kambosos. To beat Kambosos, I think he'll need a knockout. Or
man, that's
several
crazy.
knockdowns. Or several knockdowns.
Mm. I mean, well, I give you that because Kambosos is more of a volume puncher than a Cruz is. So I mean, I give you
No,
that.
no, I don't believe that. So Cruz is way more of a volume puncher than Kambosos. The difference is Kambosos can actually box. He can actually box, and he's much more defensively responsible than Cruz. So Tank's gonna have to go looking for that dude, which means he's gonna leave himself a little bit more open than he was against Cruz. And because of that, that means I think Kambosos' greatest skill, and I think what Kambosos has more than Tank, Devin, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, Kambosos is probably one of the most accurate punchers in terms of just landing accurate shots. This dude he never takes his eyes off the mark, even when he's under attack. He never takes his eyes off the mark. I've been watching him the last couple of weeks because I've been studying for this Devin Haney fight, and he is very, very accurate. And someone who's open and reckless defensively, they're gonna struggle against Kambosos. If you don't knock this dude out, you're gonna struggle because this dude's very accurate and he will counter you with straight shots. So that's what I'm saying. If Tank Davis doesn't knock Kambosos out or down, he's gonna struggle. That's what I'm saying.
Jeff.
Yeah, I think with Cambosis is extremely busy. Even when he's not busy, he looks busy. And against a guy like Tank, he's shown in several fights where he's not necessarily concerned about winning rounds. So we're talking just a fight strictly him and Cambosis. Tank needs to make sure he's halfway through that fight, and he doesn't land a money shot. He needs to be at least even with Cambosis going into the back half of the fight. Tank Tank really just his punch output. I have a slight problem with it, but at the same time, we got to realize like he's a power puncher. Like he's going in there thinking like all I got to land is that one shot. So him facing Cambosis, yes, it would be a challenge. It would be a challenge as far as the scorecards is concerned. I think eventually Tank lands that shot to get Cambosis
That
in
light
trouble and get
switch,
him out of
like he
there.
presses that light
Yeah,
switch.
he'll probably eventually
So that leads me to this.
electricity off.
That
Cambosis
leads
very
me to
well be up
this.
on the cars.
All right, that leads me to this. Who is the best, regardless of belts, at 135? Check for the article coming to hit g5jeftv.com. Hopefully before the evening's out. Just pinned an excellent article. Hoping to get the editors to review it and we get the thumbs up. But who's the best at 135? I'm hearing you not elevate Tank
So
based on who we believe is not the best, but he would have issues with. So who's the best?
I would no, I didn't say he would have issues with. You said will he have issues if he doesn't get a knockout? I think he knocks Kambosos out clean. But I am just saying if he didn't knock him out, he would have issues. But let me answer that question for you. For one, in my opinion, we don't know who the best is. But if we were just going on form, resume, as well as ability, I would say he's shown, but Tank's got the punch power and he's fought higher level of competition, in my opinion, than Kambosos and Devin Haney.
But you seem as though you really don't respect Tank's resume. So it seems in default you're elevating
I didn't say I
Tank
don't
over the
respect
two
it. I
guys.
said to make him an elite.
No, bro. The way you commented on it earlier in the podcast was if you were kind of dismissive of his resume, alluding to his boxing IQ can't be that great based on his resume. So now that leads me to this point. Based on default, it sounds like you're saying.
In terms of, I said in terms of, I said in terms of, that's what I'm talking about. He hasn't shown that elite.
Okay. All right. Well, based on that, now that you cleaned up the earlier, John, as I see your boy, you're tiptoeing like a burglar in this motherfucker. Check this out though. Based on that, it still sounds like by default, Tank is the best because you're saying that he has a better resume than Devin and Kambosos, the two current champions, and he has more power. So is Tank the best? I don't know. You kind of went, you know what I'm saying? You saying we don't know.
I said it's between Tank. The first thing I said,
we're gonna have to have Shane.
The first thing I said was Devin Haney. I said we don't know who the best is. I said it's between Tank Davis and Devin Haney. That's where, and two.
What you think, Flo?
Jeff? Me personally, I agree with Shane. I'm thinking Devin is the best boxer. I don't know. Tank has the most power because you still got a guy like Ryan Garcia that's pretty heavy-handed. You know, again, you could have some issues trying to land on a smaller guy, but obviously you see him coming in at 160 pounds will help him. So, shit, man. I still like Keyshawn, man. I'm not gonna freaking lie. I still like Keyshawn, bro. Ability to ability. I get the resume. I get all of that. But we just talking about ability, rawness, what we see with our own visual. I'm up in Keyshawn. He on the ladder. He not at the he ain't up there with them guys just yet, but he on a ladder based on ability, man, and size. Because size matters in boxing, as we seen Tagu, your girlfriend Ryan Garcia. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro, size matters. One of the bigger guys. Gotta pay attention
Jeff,
to him. He's also on the
there's some
platform
comment.
that elevates him. You know what I'm saying?
I got
So, like I said,
Jeff, there's some
I
comment.
equate it to be the best one. I know that. Let me finish my spill. I need you to go to your address or one of y'all to go to the email and upload the article.
Which email you sent it to?
G5JetTV.com.
Probably send it to Pride Media. All right.
Huh?
Yeah, we'll check it as soon as it's over. I said we'll check as soon as it's over.
Am I out of sync, Jeff? Because it sounds like I'm out of sync.
You are, because you like to move around and you be in there doing all of that.
I ain't moved, bro.
I don't know.
When you sit still like that, that shit perfect. When you get animated, when you disagree, and that's like every time you talk, you disagree with somebody.
I ain't disagreed with nobody, bro.
He tired. He need to. He tired. I'm messing with him.
Yo, maybe
Jeff out of sync now. We you in the tunnel?
It looks like it, bro.
Yeah, he
Like
done
this
froze
guy
up. What you
on
say?
the street.
Yeah, he out there dropping packages off.
Can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
yeah.
All right. Okay. Hey Shane, read that comment because I don't want to be reading and driving and shit.
Vlog rolling through a very hard straight right that almost split Tank's guard right before Tank KO'd him.
Well, Bert, the only thing I can respond to that is saying, as you see, almost isn't good enough. So I'm not sure how that hurts Tank or helps Rolly. I don't know, Bert. And I ain't trying to be funny, Bert. I'm just being honest as a reply to that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
I mean, look
you.
at that right hand. No, look at that. Was that a left or right that got caught in the ropes for Larry Holmes when he fought Mike Tyson? You see what I'm saying? You could go back to a fight like that. Boy, if Larry could have got that off, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Larry got sent out on the stretcher. So, you feel me? You know what I mean?
Big shout out to Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk. Big shout out to you, family, man. Always showing love and support, man. Appreciate you, good brother. Hold on. Boxing Learner in the building. Big shout out to Boxing Learner. JB. Big shout out to JB. I think Tank beats everyone except Loma. Shakur has a chance, but if he gets caught, it's lights out. I wonder why people always say that about Shakur. I don't get that. Like I don't think Shakur's ever really been hurt in a fight. Am I correct?
Yeah, it doesn't
No,
matter.
but look at the elevated guys that we're expecting to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? A Herring and a Valdez. This 135. It's a different level of hurt. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, forget 135. It's Tank. It's Tank. Forget 135, bro. Tank is probably the hardest hitting lightweight in history.
Tank is probably the hardest hitting boxer in history, pound for pound.
You
I mean,
can
you
make
might
that
be able to find
argument.
some Asian cats. You might be able to find some Asian cats, you know, from down at 105, 108 and stuff like that. They got some nasty knockout records, but you got to look at the competition level too. You know what I'm saying? But just pound for pound and in history, bro, rank him up there with the best.
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to just go strictly numbers, I mean, yeah, definitely. Boxing Learner said we have to see it. Yeah, we definitely have to see it, bro. Bruce
Oh,
in the
I got
building.
you.
Big
I
shout out to
got
you,
you.
bro.
I got you right
Big shout
now,
out
my
to you.
nigga.
What's up?
Better KO punch, Boots or Tank?
Tank.
Tank.
Tank. Tank.
Oh, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Bro. So, Tank's knocking people's lights out. Boots ain't knocking dudes lights out. He's hurting them and damaging them and almost breaking their will. If you look at it, most of the dudes Boots hits, they get hit and then they're just semi-conscious, but they really don't want anymore because they felt it and they really don't want anymore. He breaks their will. Tank switches the lights off, bro. That's like Wilder power, bro. Like those dudes, lights out is over. You wake up tomorrow morning. That's a different type of power, bro.
I don't know, man. Your boy, I don't know. I gotta look at some of them KOs. I get you on that one, but I think Boots does it better because his shit is just it's off the setup. It's off the act of boxing. Tank is your stalker, puncher, free swinger type of guy. Even though he does do using boxing IQ, you know what I'm saying, judging rank, things like that. But I
Honestly,
just
I
think
don't
Boots is
know.
more sweet.
I don't know how Boots' power moves up weight class. I don't know. He probably does. He probably moves up weight class the same way, but I don't know how his punch power moves up weight class. But for me, why it just seems so crazy because Tank doesn't have a big frame. You know, Boots is a big 147. Tank isn't a big 135, and he's knocking dudes out clean.
I get you. I get you. I get you. I mean, again, single shot, yeah. Boots to me more of a, a setup with his KOs. Like, you know what I mean? He boxes guys into it more than Tank, stalking guys and just scaring guys into getting knocked out almost. Guys are so scary that they lax and tighten up like Santa Cruz did and he got KO'd. But I get you though. I get you. Go ahead, man. Hit them comments, bro. Hit them comments, Shane.
Yeah, can
I
you actually get
can't
on the
just
comment stream? Oh, all right, hold on.
I can't because
Can you
I've
read that
logged
one?
out of
Can you read that one?
Premium.
Read that one, bro.
A inform or unformed Loma beats the whole lightweight division.
Ooh.
I've heard that
Ooh.
before. I just don't know why people believe that.
I think he got a couple things that go against him in a few fights. Age, for one thing, bro. I mean, he's a young 35, 36-year-old dude, but I don't know. I think that age will show up in a run at the top, like what's out there. So you put him 2-3 fights, it's one of them guys gonna catch him. So I don't know if he could clean it out, but I think he could do some things. Cambosis might be able to outbox Tank. You know what I'm saying? Haney, that's a chess match. I don't know who I edge in that one.
He beats Ryan Garcia.
I
He
don't
beats
know, bro,
Cambodia.
because he got caught by Teofimo, and Teofimo is not faster than Ryan Garcia, so I think Ryan Garcia would have the ability to catch him too.
Bro,
So
Ryan Garcia will get absolutely schooled in that fight, bro.
I'm not saying that he won't,
And I keep
but
hearing this speed talk about Ryan Garcia, bro. I don't really see this speed that people keep talking about, bro. I see hand speed, but that's not speed. That's just being able to throw a fast punch. That is not speed.
that's what
If
I'm
someone
talking
is
about.
naturally fast, they are naturally fast. They are fast with their feet, fast with their hand skills, fast with their head movement. fast when they throw punches, fast when they block punches. That's speed. Speed isn't just being able to throw a fast combination. That's a completely different. That is not
I'm
speed.
equating his speed to be able to counter shots that Loma would get off. Loma being the 1-2 guy coming down the pipe, getting quick shots off, trying to get out the way. At some point in a fight like that, I think the hand speed of a Ryan Garcia would get things home to maybe slow Loma down, make Loma change
Your hands have
directions,
to
run
work
into
in
another
sync with
shot.
your feet. Your hands have to work in sync with your feet. And when Loma starts in a southpaw stance as well, when Loma starts throwing that jab left hook and starts
Your boy
pivoting
Luke
to
Campbell is
Ryan
southpaw.
Garcia.
He caught the business. So I'm just saying I don't think southpaw
Campbell
is such
don't
an advantage. I know that,
Luke
but he's still
Campbell
southpaw.
got
I know that.
Campbell got his shots off. He got his shots off, and that proves it even more because Campbell has never been defensively responsible. Lomachenko's got much better footwork than Campbell, like significantly. They did two different realms of footwork. Like we're talking about
Yeah,
A grade and D grade.
but
Like
you know
literally.
what? You know what's a supplement for footwork? Length. So when your boy bouncing
Not
around the
with
way he
Loma.
does, okay, all right,
Not
bro.
with
Okay,
Loma.
bro.
He takes that
Okay,
height
bro.
away from you so
Okay.
quick.
Nephew to Usyk, cousin to Lomachenko. Easy, bro. Take it easy, bro. These dudes is not fucking invincible, bro. So take it
Bro,
easy. Take it easy.
I didn't
He's
say that.
already lost.
I'm just,
He's already lost. He's already
bro.
lost.
This
You're
is
talking
where
about a
your
dude that's
listening
already
skills
lost.
is.
So
This
he's
is
not
where your
invincible.
listening skills is not really. You're not listening to what I'm saying, bro. I'm not. I'm talking
I'm
about in
listening
terms
to
of
what you're
Ryan
saying.
Garcia. I'm talking about in terms of Ryan Garcia. I did not once say in totality to the division. I'm talking about in terms of Ryan Garcia. I am fully aware of Lomachenko's limitations and even more aware of Ryan Garcia's limitations. My first point was I am not convinced about Ryan Garcia's speed. And the main premise of my point is until someone can show me when this dude has shown me good coordination and quick footwork, I will never, ever, ever say this dude's quick. I don't want to hear that because I've never seen it. I've never once seen it. Give me one fight.
In my estimation, and what he's shown inside the ring, he responds well. That's somebody that can have that's showing growth inside the ring. So a dude that we equate that has such a superior boxing game, you dealing with a guy that's younger, a little bit more ferocious, and a guy that has some sense of speed. Since he's not the speediest guy in the world, he has enough speed to respond to an older, slower fighter. Lomachenko is not the 26-year-old dude fresh out the Olympics. It's a 36-year-old man. That shit's gonna play a part. This is not Takiani, a dude that came in that fight battered and bruised, behind the 8 ball in his own right and just really got kicked into the fucking graveyard. So it's a bounce back win. I get it. Again, level of competition that you're looking so excellent against. So just saying, bro, I don't know that it's a cakewalk for Lomachenko against Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia is a B- fighter in my opinion. He's a B- fighter. And maybe not even a B-.
B- fighter. Okay, Edge this. A+ when it comes to the bag. Way more than Lomachenko. A double plus when it comes to the bag.
So is Jake Paul.
Got nothing to do with
So is
skills,
Jake
bro.
Paul. So is Jake Paul.
It got something to do with it got something to do with ranking fighters and where they come into a category of ranking.
Dude, they bag ain't got nothing to do with where we rank them at. Hell no.
Not me, bro.
Hell
not
no.
me, bro.
Hell no. That means Jake Paul.
I ain't getting none of that money. I ain't getting none of that money.
I'm just saying, if it came to a fight like that, it would only be made because there's a sellable entity in that fight. Again, the same reason why y'all say we don't see Boots. Hold up, bro. See, that's my point. The same reason y'all say we don't see Boots. It's not sellable, but he's the best dude in the game. So I'm just amazed how that comes into play when it comes into play. It only comes into play when it's true for y'all argument.
But wait. You brought up Boots. You brought up Boots. 1 second.
You dudes be killing me, bro.
Wait a minute. I'm off Boots. Hold on, Shane. Vlog, was we not talking about skills the entire time? And then you bring up the bag. The bag ain't got shit
But
to
we
do
was
with
talking
skills,
about
bro.
when we spoke of Boots, we spoke of skills. And the defense and the argument against his skills is, oh, you can't make no money fighting Boots.
I did not once say his argument
I didn't
against
say
it, but
that.
let me give you an
Oh
argument of
my
how I
God,
would support the
bro.
Boots argument. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. When you ask me about Boots and money, let me show you something. Conor Ben makes more money than Boots. Guess what? I will pick Boots to knock Conor Ben out every single day of the week because he's a better fighter. Just like if Lomachenko fought Ryan Garcia makes more money than Lomachenko or generates more money than Lomachenko. I will pick Lomachenko to beat Ryan Garcia every single day of the week, 24 hours a day, bro. That's the same example. That's me being me.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not you. That's you. That's your beliefs and something you see from this dude. I see this dude is good, but I also see that this dude is older. I also see who he's fighting has a sledgehammer, a sick ass left hook, right hand coming
Ryan
along pretty
Garcia ain't that
decently,
good, bro.
bro.
Ryan Garcia is not that good, bro. Ryan Garcia is not that good.
Okay.
I don't see. I
I'm
don't
just
see.
saying. I never said.
I don't even see a good fighter when I see Ryan Garcia. I see an ordinary fighter when I see Ryan Garcia. I'm being dead serious. I see an ordinary fighter.
Is that Shane O'Matic, the hater? Shane
I'm being
O'Matic, the
dead
hater,
serious,
bro.
bro. There's not one thing I've seen in Ryan Garcia that
Disrespectful
I've been
as
impressed
fuck,
with.
bro.
I've not seen
His
one
size,
thing in this
bro.
dude that
So
I'm
you saying
impressed
his
with.
size won't come into
Nothing.
play fighting Lomachenko? So you saying his size won't come into play fighting Lomachenko?
Nope.
That's not an advantage.
Absolutely
Wow.
nothing.
You are,
Absolutely nothing.
bro. Okay,
Absolutely
that's
nothing.
what's up.
It will play
That's
no
why I
part
can I
because he
say
can't
this?
fight.
Can I say this? Can I say this? When it comes to fights such as this, when they take place, if they take place, what we've been discussing would be like the greatest thing ever invented, because it's no freaking way in the world we can't go and iron that out. You know what I'm saying? On the backside, as far as but
Well,
put your money
I'll
where your
be
mouth
there
at,
in
man.
the kitchen with
Put your money
anyone,
where your
bro.
mouth at, man.
I'll be there in the kitchen with anyone, bro. Anyone. I am so, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for the day when Ryan Garcia shows the world how much of a fraud this dude is, bro. I can't wait for that day. This dude is not that good of a fighter.
Okay,
He does not pass
Answer me
my
this.
eye test.
Answer me this. Answer me this. Which
Go
one
ahead.
of these dudes gonna show him the fraud? Which one of these dudes, in your estimation?
If he
Who
goes
you
in there
think?
with Devin Haney, he loses. If he goes in there with Tank, he loses. If he goes in there with Shakur, he loses. If he goes in there with Loma, he loses. If you go in there with Teofimo Lopez, he loses.
Now hold
All
on.
five of those dudes.
Hold on. A couple of them I gotta differ with you. He beats Shakur just based on size alone, bro.
No, we
He
don't,
beats
bro.
Shakur.
No, we don't, bro. I don't. I'll bet that he don't beat Shakur.
Okay,
I'll bet
another
anyone he don't
one.
beat
We can
Shakur.
go another one. Let me attack another name you threw out there, Teofimo.
Teofimo knocks that
That's
dude out,
more.
bro.
Oh no,
He knocks
bro! If
that
you
dude
had
out.
issues with Cambosis, if Cambosis put hands on you, there's no way in the world Ryan Garcia is not gonna open your face up.
But Cambosis
There's
is
no way in the world Ryan Garcia not gonna open your face up.
defensively better. Cambosis is defensively better
That's
than
untrue. What I'm gonna
Ryan
say is
Garcia.
that's untrue, because I disagree with that, because Cambosis' face was severely damaged. So in a
But Cambosis
situation
is
where I'm
defensively
talking
better
about,
than Ryan Garcia. So what does Ryan Garcia
but
do better than Cambosis? Defensively.
have you
Defensively, what does
okay?
Ryan Garcia do better than Cambosis?
Hold up, defense. Okay, tell me size is not part of defense. Is that a natural defensive weapon? Your size.
But he's not bigger than Teofimo Lopez. Ryan Garcia ain't bigger than Teofimo Lopez.
Okay, same size, meaning a guy that's your same size and hitting harder than a guy that's smaller than you was doing you. 50-50 fight, if not Alain Garcia. Speed.
Bro, Ryan Garcia will get knocked out. I'm telling you, if you get dropped by a dude like Luke Campbell, bro, he got dropped by
Hey,
Luke. I would never forgive him for that, bro.
in the
I
chat,
would
I'm
never forgive
hoping
him
they
for that.
see how I'm dragging out this Ryan Garcia hate. I'm dragging it out. And this used to be
Bro,
my guy, though. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen nothing in this dude. I'm being dead honest. I use eye test.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I
Keep
haven't
going.
seen nothing in this dude. Nothing. Literally nothing. He's got crap footwork. He's got average. He's got average punch selection. He's got good punch power. He's got good punch speed. He's got no chin. He's got no hand skills in terms of defensively blocking punches. He's got no slip ability. He doesn't change the levels. He's straight up and down. He doesn't circle in the ring. He is a average fighter to me. He's got a very good size. That's it. That is literally it. That's literally it.
I mean, I don't disagree with everything you said, but what I will say is I thought I saw improvement in the fight with my guy Tagu. Big shout out to my dude, Emmanuel Tagu. You know what I mean? Glad you got that bag, bro. Well deserved. Should have been in a big fight.
He was just in there with a dude that was so big.
Way bigger than him. That's what I said. He was just bigger than him, bro.
He was intimidated by the size. That was it. Really and truly, Tagu almost exposed Ryan Garcia in one aspect. He proved how slow Ryan Garcia's footwork is. That's what he proved. Ryan Tagu moved the whole time.
Remember when we talked about him, that was something that we always said he's probably his best attribute was his ability to gauge the ring, move around the ring. Even from an offensive standpoint, he used the ring as a boxer. So I think we did credit Tagu with that. But I get you, man. I mean, I saw some things, but I also saw improvement. I thought I saw him using the Philly shell pretty well, using his height pretty well with the Philly shell. You know, you ain't from the city. You're just not going to do it right regardless. But my point being, I saw improvement. I thought his lean back game was good. Like, he wasn't leaning back as if he was scared of the shot. He was leaning back and not take it so clean. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I get it, bro. I see what you're saying about him, but I just think it is so much upside to what he's doing that a lot of the fights that we think he won't be in, I believe he will be in, because he has the potential to add stuff to his game. You see what I'm saying? Like, what can Loma add to his game? Loma can't add anything to his game. So
no, Loma's at the stage in his career where it's almost over for him. I 100% agree with that, and that's why I'm not so convinced that he beats a lot of the other dudes in the division. But I'm just talking about.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get you.
I'm not impressed with Ryan. I'm not impressed with Ryan.
I'm being re-impressed, is what I'll say. I like how he's able to carry that weight, because obviously he came in on weight.
Was you impressed with that?
But the back end weight,
was you?
Huh? Yes, I was impressed with the Luke Campbell fight. Well, I'm gonna give you one reason. You got to get up off the canvas. The same way I was impressed with Dan Haney taking the shot from Linares the way he did. Walked it off. Came back out the next round, fought smart. Didn't engage. Didn't get into a toe-to-toe and try to prove himself. He fought smart, continued to pace himself to a victory until he got his legs back. So you got to be smart. I thought Garcia did the same thing. He was like, oh, you clipped me? Okay. Now I got to step on the gas, and don't give you that opportunity. Step on the gas, he got the ball out of there. That left hook, nasty. I think he got the best left hook in the lightweight division.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. So you got a shot.
Better than Tank Davis.
Tank Davis ain't known for a left hook. Tank Davis known for an uppercut. He don't have the reach to have the cleanest left hook.
But
you gotta have
that left hand.
Follow through with a left hook.
Use that left hand against Rolly. He walked that dude onto the biggest left hook.
But my point being is, it didn't extend to go get Rolly. It sat right there. Rolly ran into it. So to me, I say Ryan's, because Ryan has more of a follow through, and it's a step back left hook that he throws. That's pretty nasty too.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I don't know what happened to Jeff, bro.
I don't know what happened to him.
I've been letting y'all cook.
Oh man, I thought wifey came and snatched you up, put the hood on your head, put you in the closet.
Bro, you went to start talking about the bag and shit. I just shut the fuck up. You got back on.
Man, I was just saying, y'all did me.
I said, bro, what are
See,
you doing? Oh man,
bro,
I
y'all
thought
did
about
that
it though.
same shit. Y'all did that same shit with the Boots. Boots ain't selling, boo, man. That's why you can't get the fight. And I just thought it was
Yo,
an
we wasn't
argument
talking
to
about
add
that though.
to support for Ryan Garcia. That's why I
Bro,
brought it
hey,
up.
bro, you was making good points up into the bag. We don't give a
I
fuck
still
about the
made good
bag.
points, and he's still the
I
bag. That ain't
know.
changed. He's still the
Yeah, but I'm
bag,
like,
and
why
the
you,
points are still good.
bro? But why you bring that shit up? That was my point. I'm like, you had no reason to bring it up. There was no reason to bring it up.
Because no, because y'all used it in the past when we had these sort of debates of these guys and their abilities and step up fights. And when we was talking Boots, well, Boots can't get them fights because he's not
Bro,
the bag.
but we didn't bring it up today though. Nobody
Oh
brought it up
man,
And we're not
today.
okay,
talk,
so it was cool.
and we're
That's what
not
I said.
talking about.
Yo,
I've never,
no, let get
I've never spoken about Boots' lack of skills. You can clearly hear me talk about Ryan Garcia's lack of skills. You can. This
he.
is what I'm talking about.
I
Ryan
think no. I
Garcia's
think
lack of
Shane,
skills.
what it is when you're looking at Ryan Garcia, you're not looking for the skill he has. You're looking for the skill I think you believe he should have. That's all. That's all I could say to rebut that.
I'm looking for the skills that I expect a good fighter to have.
And to be a bag fighter, another reason why I'm gonna bring up, you have to have some skills.
You have
A
power.
la Jake Paul. A la
You
Jake
have
Paul. You have
power.
to have a sense
I
of
mean,
skills and an
you got to
ability
have
to.
power. Ryan's got power. I would never question that. Ryan's got power. Ryan's got power. Ryan's got hand speed, and he's a very tall. And for the Mexican girls out there, he looks the
The
part.
bitches love
But
him. I was gonna say the same thing. The bitches love him. Bitches love him. Bitches love him.
I ain't a female. I'm not into that stuff. I'm not into that. So that don't impress me, bro. I care about how good you throw punches. I want to make you. I
Man,
want to see.
I'm gonna anger
I,
y'all both. I'm gonna anger y'all both. He got the ability to become undisputed.
I want to see the next question. That's what I want to see in the comment section. That's what I want to see. Just
Hey yo, Shane funny as hell,
let me
yo.
let me let me
That's a
tell you why he
timestamp.
don't have the
That's a
but
timestamp.
let me tell you why he don't have the ability to become undisputed, because he don't even have the confidence to take the big fights, bro. The first thing you need is confidence. This dude turned down Devin Haney so many times, bro.
He
He has
wasn't
no
ready three
confidence.
years ago. He wasn't ready 3 years ago. He may be ready
What did he
now.
say? Was he going through depression or
Yeah, man,
um
bro, you know how it is, bro. Everybody need a hug from time to time. Come on now. Everybody
bro,
need a hug.
I don't want to. Do you know what, Blunt? You're the
Cut that
biggest
nigga a
hypocrite,
break.
bro. You are the biggest
Who?
hypocrite. I swear to God.
Why
Let me
you
tell you
say
why
that?
you're a
That's
hypocrite.
harsh. That's harsh,
Let
bro.
me
I
tell
didn't
you
come
why
at you
you're a
today
hypocrite,
like that.
bro. You're the biggest. You're the man. You're a man amongst men. You're one of the most street dudes, gritty dudes. Like you're about that life, bro. All the way. If it's goal time, it's goal time. You
Oh,
if
you know
I
that.
mean if you're on the battlefield, you don't want to hear about no depression. You don't want to hear about no my wife left me, none of that. It's goal time. So I don't want to hear you talk about that for Ryan Garcia, bro. You're on the battlefield, bro. You're on the battlefield, bro.
That was a good point, Shane.
Oh shit.
Shane, that was a good
Oh
point.
fuck this nigga. He
I
killing
don't
me
want to hear
today.
Let
that,
me
I'm
get
not
these.
from
trying,
you.
man. I'm putting my Ryan
I can
supporter
hear that from
support.
anybody else. I can hear it from
For the
anybody else,
Garcia
but not Blunt.
supporters, I tried, man. For the Garcia
Yo,
supporters,
he
I
said
tried, bro.
everybody
I
need a hug sometimes.
Bro, that's Blunt. Bro, we're talking about Blunt. We're talking about what did I say the other day?
Yo,
I said AR-15 holding clip loading. AR-15 holding
tried.
clip loading Blunt. Hell no, bro.
You know, we
yo,
keep
that
the
is
red beams
hilarious.
on the helmets, baby. We gonna put that dot
Literally,
on you. You understand what I'm talking about? You feel me? He know what it
everybody
is,
needs a hug.
but
Everybody needs a hug.
I'm trying to
Yo,
bring a
hey, hold
balance to
on.
the show, man.
Yo,
I didn't want
yo,
to. I
we
didn't want
gonna
to dump on Ryan Garcia today, bro.
hey,
You know what I'm
yo,
saying?
we gonna pretend we didn't hear that and keep it moving. We gonna pretend we didn't hear that, man. We gonna give you a pass on that one. DM3, what's going on, family?
So,
Boxing Learner I think he corrected this one. He said, "Who sold the fight, Javante or Rolly?" I mean,
Both.
Tank sold
Good
the fight,
question.
but I mean, but Rolly had a part in it though. Rolly had a part in it. He played a good villain.
I,
Played a good villain.
can I answer that?
Go ahead.
Mayweather Promotion sold the fight.
Hey, Vlog,
And
cut that
Mayweather
out, bro.
wasn't
Cut
even
that
there.
out, bro.
May
Cut that out, bro.
Mayweather
I
Cut
said
wasn't
that
the
out.
even there.
promotion. If you look
Yeah.
at it, both guys. Hold up. Let me explain a little bit. Both guys work under the same umbrella, forced to fight each other. Mayweather Promotions promoted the fight.
It was good matchmaking though. It was great matchmaking. I won't lie. It was great matchmaking.
Great
Like
job by
I'll keep it
Mayweather.
real. No, it was by Mayweather. The reason why I say it's great matchmaking because if you look at the dynamics of the lightweight division, Tank doesn't have much options, but they still made a mega fight with. Let's keep it real. Before
Yeah,
Rolly
yeah.
fought Tank, Rolly was a nobody
And
on a
and mind
public
you,
scale
and Tank sold the most tickets out of anybody in Barclays history. I wanna make that clear. I wanna
because
make that
of the
clear.
More
matchmaking.
than, than
Correct.
more than your boy, more than the
More than
boy from the
Danny.
city.
More than
Damn,
Danny.
that's
Yes.
crazy. Big shout out to
Yeah.
Tank then.
Big shout out
I
to
heard he
Tank.
do numbers in Atlanta too. I heard he do
Yeah, he
numbers when
do.
he fought fight down there.
Yeah, he did. DM3 said if Devin had knockout power, ain't none of them touching him in the division. That's the point. He don't have it. That's what makes it
Yeah,
so interesting.
that's if. That's if, bro. And
Yeah.
the truth is, shout out to Padman McGriff. He's in the camp. He's in the camp for this fight. But I'm hoping, I believe, and I'm being dead serious. I believe that it's not Devin Haney's lack of punch power. He's been working with Ben Davison, and Ben Davison. If you look at Ben Davison's track record, most of the dudes he works with, they don't have that spite and viciousness in their punches. Like if you just look at the track record of Ben Davison, ever since he's been with Ben Davison, he hasn't got one knockdown.
No,
That's a
that's true.
good thing though. That's a good thing because what it does is keep you sound minded on the whole aspect of the game. If you get a
But
coach that's so wants to press your power forward, then you get in there and get to concentrating on that and you get caught slipping. So if you got a guy that's just like, yo, keep everything basic, but we elevate everything. You see what I'm saying? We don't put one thing over another. Conditioning is not more important than hand drills or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So I think as a team, I think they keep everything high level and a balance. And plus, you got to remember, shoulder injuries debilitate your power a minimum 15 to 20%. From whatever you was hitting at before you wrecked your shoulder, you're not hitting the same. And the difference is at a minimum of 20% difference, bro. So that has a lot to do with it. And you're talking to a nigga that got shoulder joints. So trust me, I know.
you see, Devin Haney
Yeah.
needs to hug as well.
What did you say?
Yo, we off
I
that, bro.
said
We off
Devin
that.
Haney. Go on, next comment.
He
Next
just
comment.
he just needs to keep boxing smart and keep pitching these shutouts,
Yeah,
out punching these dudes, making these dudes look silly on the defensive side, and you can reign.
Bro,
But I'm
I
telling you,
said
bro,
this,
they gonna
I
let him
said
win,
this
and
to
they still in
people.
the second fight. I'm telling you, that's the way it's going.
I
Just had to
said
get
this to
that out there.
people. I said this to people before. I said if I was to design a style specifically made for Devin Haney, it would actually be Cambosis. I just think Cambosis is everything Devin Haney wants in an opponent. It's just that Cambosis is in his home country, and I can see Devin Haney winning 8-4,
The first
9-3,
one,
and them saying it's a draw or
nah,
saying
bro,
it's a
that's what I'm
loss.
saying. They're gonna give it to him. And they're gonna take they're not gonna let him leave with the belts because he said himself if he wins, he's staying there until the rematch, and then he's leaving with the belts. So I think they're gonna give him the first one
I don't
and
believe
take the
that,
second
bro.
one.
There's no way Devin Haney staying in Australia all that month until the rematch. Bro,
It's supposed to
ain't
be
no
like, hold
ticket.
up, no, I ain't lying. It's supposed to be from hypotheticals and what I'm reading in between the lines. That motherfucker talking about 3-month turnaround. They want to
Ain't
get
no
it
kids
done,
in Australia, you know. You're gonna go 3 months
huh?
without no females. You're gonna fly them into the country.
He got a little side. He got a little thing. I think he got a little
Fair
white
enough.
people. I think he got a
Fair
little
enough.
white
I
people.
ain't going no
Yeah, I
three
can't
months, bro.
do
That's a long ass
it. I
time,
can't
bro.
do
That's
it,
a
Vlog,
long
today, bro.
time. It's a long ass
I would
time,
do
bro.
that though. If I was him, I would do that. I would stay there and just leave completely. You know what I'm saying? And just never go
That's too
back to
long,
Australia
bro.
ever
That's too
again.
long, bro. That's too long. What if the fight gets delayed? He gonna be out there what 6 months, 7 months?
It ain't gonna be
And
no
what?
delay. They got a cap,
And he's gonna
bro.
go that long
These
without
people that
speaking.
are investing in Cambosa's garbage ass have to maximize
Bro,
him because after this,
bro, but
he
you
will
can't,
never be a headliner again, bro. Like he has to have
bro,
a
but
belt to
you
be a
can't,
headliner.
but you can't say it's not a possibility of a delay. You see how long him and Tiafimo took for it to happen? Delays happen in
Well, that's
boxing, bro.
because
That's why you can't stay
that's
out
because
there.
bro, that's because Tiafimo was that was the point where he was needing his hug and he was searching for it until he got his hug. He couldn't go fight. He got his hug. He
But what
Bro,
went
about
fought and he
Devin
lost.
Haney
hey,
and his dad, bro?
let
Devin
me,
Haney and his
let
dad.
me,
Was he gonna go that long without his dad?
yo, hold on. Shane, let me mic drop this real quick. The reason why I know they not staying out there is because fucking Padman and Church is out there. They damn sure ain't staying out there. Like, they damn sure ain't staying
But
out there.
but
So,
they
and that's
hired
his
guns.
muscle.
They
That's his
not full
muscle.
time team players. You're a hired gun. Yeah, we brought you here for your services. You know your services are not needed. When we need your services again, come on back. You know what I'm saying? You
I
and
need
if
you and Church
anything,
on
you
the live,
sticking it to
bro.
his face. If you run around his country as the reigning undisputed champ, you're sticking it in his face.
That's true. That's true. That's real true. Like going to this dude like a Shannon Briggs, just walking around in public with belts and stuff. That's true. But bro, who's better? You or Church? Who's got more charisma with the words? You or Church, Blunt? Because Church is my
Church
favorite
slick
dude.
with it, though. Church slick
Church
with
is,
it.
Church is slick
Yo,
with it,
hey,
Blunt.
vlog.
I
What
ain't gonna
heavyweight
lie,
did Church
dude.
work with in the past, bro? What have you know, he worked with Hussein Rahman. He worked with Hussein Rahman.
I
Okay.
just say he's more astute to the camera game. You know, me, you feel me? Because if we was on the streets and we able to really politic the way we slang these words, then I'm a lot different just in a cipher with the fellas. You feel me? But
I
he's
remember
a
when this
he's
guy
a,
used to comment in the comment section, bro, and I used to read this dude like, what the flip is this dude saying? I don't know anything. Like, I needed a
see,
translation for Blunt's words,
that's
bro.
that's my point being. See, I'm trying to kick photo out the frame. You dig? You
Yo,
feel me? So
listen, vlog is the Ghostface killer of this fucking talk game and shit, man. When Ghostface fucking rap, you be like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? When he explain it, you be
No,
like,
no
oh
cap,
shit, that's
no cap.
fucking yo, that's blunt. That's
Like
blunt.
Blunt and Church on the same live, kicking verbal. Bro, I will be so
I
entertained,
will I
bro.
will assault the English language with straight metaphors, but you feel me? You understand? You know
First
what I
choice
mean?
Put your
Rolls
feet on
Royce.
it. Sneakers on that.
First choice Rolls Royce. That's what Church always.
Yeah,
First choice
first choice
Rolls. This
Rolls
guy's
Royce.
always rhyming.
Yeah, let me get through the rest of these real quick, fellas. Let me see. Dante Hall. He said, T.O. versus Tank, a fight I would love to see. All action fight at T.O. Focus. Boxing Learner, who sold the fight? No, I read that one. Chris G said, vlog on point here. DM3, Shane, you 100% right. Davidson treat you like a cupcake because as soon as Fury got with the different camp, he started knocking
Exactly.
people out.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
DM3, if I'm Devin, I'm targeting that eye so they can stop the fight. Do Cambosis dirty like Spence did Ugas. And he also said, I'll tell you right now, the plan is Haney wins. He goes up to 140, no rematch. He makes history and moves on. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point.
But he's not. He's obligated to rematch. It's not. It's not.
Not if
It's
he
in his
not if he
contract.
not if he drops the belts and goes up. No, he's not.
Nope. Nope.
That's a good
He's
point.
obligated. He's obligated to fight. It's just like Fury was obligated. It wasn't about the belts, bro. He's
No,
obligated to
that's what
fight.
But
that.
bro,
Now
there's
I gotta
nowhere
agree
there.
with
That's a
Shannon.
bad
Look,
example. That's a bad example. Let
no,
me
but
cook.
not
Let
yeah.
me
I give
cook,
you an
bro.
example. I ain't gonna argue that. But listen, Jeff, you got to say that he's contracted because he's betting on himself. The money is not in just winning and moving up. The money is completing this and moving with the belts to set
Y'all miss.
up a possible
Y'all
move,
missing my
champ
point.
versus champ scenario or something
Y'all
like
missing
that.
my point. Y'all missing my point. If the man decides to move up and he drops the belts, he don't have to face Cambosis a second time.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does,
No,
bro.
he
He
doesn't, bro.
signed a
No, he
2-fight
doesn't.
deal,
And
bro.
hold on,
He
bro.
signed a 2-fight deal, bro.
Bro,
That was regardless of belts, bro. He signed a 2-fight deal.
We can't hear you, Jeff.
No, what'd you say, bro? I'm sorry.
I said
I
he
ain't hear
signed a
you.
2-fight deal. I said that's got nothing to do with a belt. You signed a 2-fight deal. There's no way that you sign a
So,
two. You have to complete
bro,
two
but
fights.
the Fury thing is a bad example because it's the highest weight. There's nowhere else for Fury to go.
No, but he could have
There's nowhere else for
relinquished the
Fury to
strap
go.
Yeah,
and just
but do
continued
you
fighting.
all right, Jeff? Jeff, be honest. Do you think Bob and them is going to allow that without it costing him? So where would be the money in jumping up if there's no set plan? You're not taking something to 140. You haven't really accomplished anything at 135. The plan is to bet on yourself, to say, I'm going to come out of this scenario as the 135-pound undisputed dude, and now I can write my own ticket. So I can't agree that that's the plan, because your ticket is still wide open to whatever promoter wants to do a certain fight deal with you or whatever.
Bro, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Shane said he's obligated to fight Kambosos even if he moves
He
up.
is.
If he moves
He
up,
He
that's
is.
not the case, bro.
He is.
It's not the
Bro,
case.
Oh, so
bro, it's
all
the
right. In
2 fights.
response,
Okay,
hold up,
one
Shane,
second.
hold up. In response, Jeff, he wouldn't be liable.
No, he wouldn't if
Of
he
course
drops
he
the
is.
belts. If he drops the
Bro,
belts, he
it's
would
a
be liable.
2-fight deal, bro. It's got nothing to do with that. It's a
Okay.
2-fight
All right.
deal. If I sign a
I'm gonna let y'all run with it. I'm gonna let y'all run with it. Y'all tell me a situation where somebody moved up and the person underneath them, they can't fight a fight at 140 because they obligated to fight a fight at 135.
No, but there's a difference, bro. Let me show you the difference, because you can't give me an example where a dude's been signed to a 2-fight deal and then moves up a weight class whilst he's under a legal obligation. Name me an example where he signed a 2-fight deal. He didn't
I'm
sign.
not saying I'm going off of DM3's comment. If he decides to move up and drop the belts, he don't have to fight him again.
Okay, so where's
It's
my
based
second
off of the
fight? You
belts.
signed me. Okay,
Bro,
so you signed a
Shane,
deal. You signed
Shane.
a contract
Hold on,
for 2
Shane.
fights. Where's my second fight?
Shane, we just had this conversation with Fury and Wilder. We just had this
No,
conversation.
we didn't, bro. No, we
did
didn't,
have
bro.
this conversation.
And what happened? Wilder won because he had 2 fights. It's 2 fights,
Listen,
bro. When you owe me 2 fights, it's 2 fights.
Shane, we can kill all of this. Padman gonna be on tomorrow. We can kill all this noise. Ask him the same question.
Bro,
Watch what he
Jeff,
tell you.
you're acting like you don't know boxing, bro. It's a contract. If you're trying to,
bro, dudes move up all the time. Hold on,
I
Shane.
didn't say that.
Hold on, Shane.
I didn't say they don't.
Listen. If Haney wins and he becomes undisputed, when is the last time somebody fought multiple fights undisputed, defended?
When was the last
What
time
happens?
they had a 2-fight deal? There was no 2-fight in the deal. There was no 2-fight deal, bro.
The last couple people that won undisputed, how many times have they defended? They dropped the belt immediately.
But they didn't sign a 2-fight deal, Jeff. You're not addressing my point. If you sign a 2-fight deal,
Shane, I will bet you whatever. Shane, I'm gonna end this right here. I will bet you whatever you want. I'll bet you whatever you want. If Haney decides to move up after he wins this fight, he's not obligated to fight Kambosos again. I'll put any amount of money on that.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Jeff. One second, Jeff.
Shane, we can launch vlog shit right now. We can put a stack up.
Wait. I'm asking you a question, Jeff. I'm asking you a question. Bro, this is so funny because you're literally acting like you don't understand the concept of a contract. If we have a contract right now, and in the contract it says your next 2 fights have to be with me. That is the 2, and you sign that with your John Hancock, your what's it called? Your signature. Your signature says your next 2 fights have to be with me. There's no loophole for that. Your next 2 fights have to be with me. That's a contract. That is a contract, bro. There's no ways around it. That's a contract.
So is Kambosos going up to 140 in DM3's example? I'm talking about DM3's example.
In DM3's example, I don't know the legalities of the contract of what weight classes the rematch is at. I just know in the contract And I've heard the reason how I know it is because Eddie Hearn said it this week, and Devin Haney said it like when he first signed with Top Rank. He said we signed a 2-fight deal to fight Kambosos. That means 1 fight and 2 fight. There's no loophole around that, bro. He signed a 2-fight deal to fight Kambosos.
This is hypothetical, bro.
But you just told me you didn't know the legalities of it, Shane.
What?
You just told me you ain't know the legalities of it.
When I'm saying I don't know the legalities, I don't know what weight classes what stipulations they put in there in terms of what
there is no way in the world hold up, that right there, Jeff, is like just your way of a deflecting type of question, because obviously we know it's both for undisputed, bro. Come on, like why are we gonna fight for undisputed in one fight, and then all of a sudden both of us gonna run to 140 and fight? Like that doesn't make any sense, Jeff. So now you're being facetious with that comment.
Like I be letting y'all niggas cook. I be letting y'all niggas cook, and when I be trying to talk, y'all niggas be cutting me off. Listen, when Terrence Crawford won undisputed, right? What did he do?
He moved up.
He moved up. When everybody wins the undisputed, what happens? They drop the belt and they move up.
But my thing is, Jeff, was he in a 2-fight contract with who he won undisputed against?
Okay.
Thank you.
So
that's my point.
I said bro, listen. I will bet both of y'all. Both right now. We can stop all this bullshit talking and all that.
Bet me,
we
bro.
Bet both of y'all right now.
Bet me.
I just
said,
coach.
Shane, okay, Jeff,
We can bet right now.
Jeff. 1 second, Jeff. 1 second, Jeff. 1 second, Jeff. I want to ask you this one question right now. Give me one occasion where someone had signed a 2-fight deal, and in their 2-fight deal, they was able to move up a weight class and get out of their 2-fight deal. Give me one occasion.
Fury, because he was getting ready to retire after the second fight. And we sat up here on camera and we said, what will Fury do, or what can Wilder do? Can he take him to court? Shane, you gave me the same answer. I don't know about the legalities. I don't know. But
the difference, Jeff, the difference is Fury's not moving up in weight. That was just an avoidance of a fight.
The difference is in that situation, Fury didn't get out of it because he got taken to court and Wilder won. You want to know why? Because he was legally obligated because he had a 2-fight deal. So let me re-ask my question.
Is in the comment section right now. Padman is in the comment section right now. Padman, can you please answer this question for us? If Devin Haney wins the title and decides to drop the belts and move up, is he obligated to fight Kambosos again? We ain't got to go through all this. We can just ask the kid.
Okay, hold up. In that scenario, hold up. In that scenario, Jeff, don't you think there has to be retribution? There has to be some cash value to him being able to think, or them thinking he would make that move? Why would you think that they would not think that there's a back way out of this, but we gonna be compensated? So we're saying, I'm not saying to you he can't do it. People can do what the fuck they want to do.
No. But Padman he just said no, bro. He in the camp. He just said no.
He can't do it. Yeah, he can't move up. He can't move up.
No what, though, Jeff?
Why can't he move up? Why can't he move up?
Bro,
but you're Jeff, stop, bro. Bro, what did he say no to? Padman saying no
That's
to.
What I'm saying. And another thing,
I just want to ask
the question.
Hold on.
Can I ask Padman this question?
I'm going to repeat the question. Hold on. I'm going to repeat the question. Padman, if you listening, Padman, if Haney wins the first fight, it's a 2-fight deal. If Haney wins
is he legally allowed to take another fight? Wait, 1 second.
Let him finish, man.
Let me finish, bro.
Wait. Because I want to add something to the question. 1 second.
Shane, I'm trying to ask the man a question.
I know, but I'm going to ask the same question. But the reason why we're not getting past this is very simple. Because you're saying, can he move up? I'm saying, is he allowed to fight anybody else outside of Kambosos in his next fight? That's all it is. If he wins,
bro, that's not
if he moves up,
that's not the question DM3 asks. That's not the question DM3 asks.
Go and ask. Ask.
Padman, there's a 2-fight deal between Haney and Kambosos. If Haney wins the first fight, decides to drop all of the belts and move up to 140, is he obligated to fight Kambosos again if he drops all the belts?
So he does. If he
type
says
a yes or no.
If he says he doesn't, if Padman says he doesn't, then I would have to ask how on earth, how
he said it's a mandatory rematch if he moves up.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a mandatory rematch, bro. It's a mandatory rematch.
If he stays in the division, I understand that, bro. But I'm going to DM3.
But he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice. He's already signed to stay in the division.
Jeff, you losing, bro. That DM3, y'all both kind of, you know what I'm saying, off the hilter with. And why would you think he would do that? Hold up. My thing is,
I don't know why.
Hold up, Shane. Why would you think he would do that? What in his character says, I can't beat this dude again if I just beat him once? Like, why? And he already agreed to that. So I don't see his character or his dad's character saying, we finding a way to move around.
What's baffling me is I haven't seen in boxing history a dude successfully get out of a 2-fight deal unless the other party has allowed them to do it. I haven't seen it.
Shane, I haven't seen it. And even in the Fury situation, Shane, how many people have signed a 2-fight deal, Shane? Let's not go there.
So many people. Andy Ruiz bought a 2-fight deal. So many people have signed 2-fight deals, bro. So many
Joshua.
With
Joshua.
So many people. Everybody in Matchroom. Everybody in Matchroom signs 2-fight deals, bro.
Both of y'all wrong on the Andy Ruiz joint. They did not sign a 2-fight deal before the first fight started. It was just a 1-fight deal.
There was a rematch clause, bro. What are you talking about? There was a rematch clause.
There was a rematch clause.
That's a rematch clause. That's not a 2-fight deal. That's a rematch clause.
That's a 2-fight deal.
That's a rematch clause in this promotion fight. What do you mean?
Nigga, it's not a 2-fight deal.
Bro, let me tell you why.
All right, hold up, Jeff. So then this is a completely different contract because this is an automatic rematch. It's not a clause. So, okay, let's say it's a clause that made Ruiz a second fight deal. But this is an automatic deal, win or lose. There is no clause. Whoever wins has to see the other person again immediately. Immediately.
Bro, so if he moves up, what's the consequence? If he moves up, what's the consequence? Because we've seen everybody else move up.
The consequence, to me, hold up, bro. Hold on. Let me answer this question. The consequence would have to be financial. That's the only result. They're going to sue you. They're losing on X amount of dollars promoting a second fight. It's already been pre-promoted. So
exactly. They're gonna sue you.
But asking both of y'all, why would y'all think he would do that? What about his personality and the way they move makes you think they would do something like that?
Bro, they're gonna sue you.
I'm going to DM3's comment. That's it. I'm not saying that.
But you're defending it, bro. But you're defending it, though, Jeff. You're defending it.
I asked y'all to address DM3's question. That's it. That's all I asked y'all to do was address his question.
Well, we did.
I addressed it, bro.
Bro,
he's gonna get sued.
Told me your rematch clause is a 2-fight deal. Y'all just
Devin Haney,
Vlog, you're right on this one. Vlog, you're right on this one. This is a legit 2-fight.
I can't hear you, bro.
Devin Haney will get sued.
Damn.
Devin Haney, go on.
Hello?
The truth is,
everybody, bro, you just hella low.
I can hear both of you. I said Devin Haney will get sued. He'll get sued for failing to live up to his contract. If he moved up, he would fail to live up to what he had signed, and he'll get sued for it because you signed to fight me twice, and in the second fight you refused to fight me. So therefore, for whatever reason you want to say, therefore you're failing to live up to your contract. I'm taking you to court. That's basically what it would be. That's literally what it would be.
With DM3, that's the answer to your question. That's the answer to your question.
Who on earth is gonna turn down the 2-fight deal anyway? Like, that's crazy.
But for the record, a rematch is not a 2-fight deal. Just to let y'all know.
That's like, all right, hold up, Jeff. That's like this. That's like saying,
It's
but
not,
Jeff, that's like saying,
if AJ would have beat
Jeff,
Ruiz, it's not a 2-fight deal because he wouldn't afford him again. It's two different things.
But that's my point. That's my point, and I want to lead you to this. It's still a 2-fight deal because if you look at it in terms, we watch baseball. A ground rule double is the same as the infield double. It's the same. So it's just how it plays out to be a double. You know what I mean? So in his scenario,
but a 2-fight deal
is a contingency. Yeah, I get it.
It's a contingency. Okay, all right, we on the same page. Okay, all right, cool.
So yeah, just like the infield double is contingent on a play by outfielder. It's contingent. Does he make the throw in time? That cut
a vlog. In boxing terms, a 2-fight deal is two guys that fight twice, no matter what the result is. That's what a traditional 2-fight deal is.
That's what it is.
Something different.
That's what this one is.
But even in Devin Haney's case, and this is how I know what I'm saying is so factual, because in Devin Haney's case, the reason why it's so much so, I'm so sure that they wouldn't have let something as small as moving up weight class to get away from it, is because Top Rank has wanted Devin Haney to sign so long. There's no way on earth they're just gonna let this dude, I'm gonna move up in weight class. There's no way they're gonna let this dude has to fight again. He has to fight the next fight. If he don't fight that next fight, this dude's gonna be selling himself on the street because he's gonna. He's obligated.
Let me ask you this real quick, Shane, before we move on. So if Devin Haney decided to move up and go see Josh Taylor for another unification fight, that's not another big fight.
But Josh Taylor ain't staying at 140.
No, but that's but you said hold on, real quick. Shane, you said he was going to be out in the middle of the street somewhere. You said it as if he don't have no other options. I'm talking about Aaron.
No,
I understand what you're saying.
I'm saying he would be in the middle of the street getting sued. I'm saying he would get sued because he's going to be broke. Well, they're going to sue him for all of them chains, all of them cars, all of that money. They're going to sue him, bro.
Well, that's that legality thing you're talking about. I'm curious to see what it says. The reason why I'm saying that is because one thing we do know, all three of us know, is the people that put that money up for that fight for Devin Haney to get paid what he got paid, those are the people in Australia. So they want 2 fights out of this. They want 2 fights out of this dude. Yeah.
By hook or by crook, they want 2 fights out of this dude.
So let me ask you this question. If Kambosos wins, is there a second fight? No, it's not.
To me, from my understanding, I don't know because I haven't heard anyone talk about Kambosos winning because this dude isn't that good. So I don't know
that's not the point.
I don't know.
The point. It's the contract. It's not the point.
I don't know.
It's the
contract. My answer is very simple. I don't know. I don't know.
So we got a Shane. So we can settle this. We got Padman on tomorrow. Ask him if Devin Haney loses
it's cool, but I don't think that makes a difference. The reason why that doesn't make a difference,
Shane, but that's a question we don't know the answer to. I'm saying we got somebody on tomorrow that
but
we don't know.
No, 100%. You're 100% true. You're 100% right. The only reason I'm saying that for this particular argument, it doesn't matter because if we're entertaining, as you said, DM3's comment, DM3 said if Devin Haney won, so there was no point talking about Kambosos. But yes, tomorrow we can talk about that as well.
No. Yeah, but you also said this was an official 2-fight deal, and I said and me and Blunt said, yo, it's contingent, and I said rematch clause and a legit 2-fight deal is 2 specific things. That's why I said I wanted to bring that up to Padman tomorrow. You said the government. Hold on, Shane. Jeff, you said go on. Shane, you said the government put the money up, so they want 2 fights. So that's regardless of whether Kambosos win or lose, right? That was the premise behind my comment. You said the government wants 2 fights. Do they want 2 fights if Kambosos win the first one?
I don't know.
Yeah. Contract.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. He don't have to give.
I don't know, but I would say
no, bro.
This,
I'm telling you, no. Let me say this. They want a 2-fight deal for this reason only. They have no fucking faith in Kambosos.
I agree.
Mic drop.
100%.
Mic drop.
I agree 100%.
Mic drop.
That's the realest shit you done said. So this is no different than any other rematch clause. This is no different than any other champion with a rematch.
To a certain extent, yeah. Joshua type of shit, you know, but that was
Yeah,
more clause. This is more of a straight signing, a straight, you know, just a section in the contract.
which makes it even harder for Haney to move up or drop the belt, because now these dudes, they want it's more than a to me it's more than you dropping
Hey,
the belt
Shane,
situation, because go
Shane,
on.
because of the government alone, bro, I agree with that. Yeah, it'll be some type of legal fight. I agree with that 100%. Anybody's a fool to think it wouldn't be no legal fight. I agree, especially with government actually
Like,
putting the bread up. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely,
But hold
absolutely.
like
up,
even
they ain't
Haney
gotta
said it
let you
today,
leave,
bro.
bro. Let me say this, Jeff. They ain't gotta let the
That's
motherfucker
funny.
leave. So,
Hey, vlog. They gonna call you and tell you to come to Australia with them things.
man, and I'll go get the
No,
homie too.
bro.
Nigga. Be on a raft out that motherfucker.
listen, yo. I gotta leave out. I gotta end this joint, yo. Vlog. Give them your social media, baby.
Man, Boxing First Vlog, man. You see it right there behind you on the pic. Hit me on the tube. Hit me on Instagram. Use the #1 for the word. Hit me on Twitter, man. I'm all over the place doing what it do.
Shane, give it up, bro.
Yeah, I'm Shane. I'm hoping Padman's listening. Padman, we need to get you on tomorrow. We're thinking about this time tomorrow. So if you're available,
Yeah,
Padman, this time tomorrow. I also got my
yeah,
article out on Padman out as well. So that's out right now on G5FTV or Google News.
yes, sir. Yes,
Oh
sir,
yeah,
man.
look me
So,
up, man. Put my article out, fellas. So you know what I mean, we talking 135. You know what I mean? Good read. I'm gonna fix the title, so you know, let me know. We go back and forth. So get it out ASAP, bro.
all right, and I'm all over the place: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5 Jeff TV, man. We gonna see y'all tomorrow. This was a fire joint, man. We are gonna have Padman McGriff off, Evis and Gabu as well, man. So on behalf of the staff, man, we'll see y'all tomorrow.